So how come when my dad decided to date a younger, 15-year-old younger woman in his old age, nobody fucking made a movie about it? We all hated her too. Pissed off at the stupid movie. I'm Justin.
I think we're gonna need more tequila, Zara's mom. I'm Sam.
Well, Zac Efron looked quite handsome in this movie. Let's just leave it there. I'm Jackie, and this is a family affair on Stinker Madness. Hello, and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Jackie, and as always with me are Sam and Justin. This week on the podcast, we have a family affair on Netflix.
From 2024 starring.
Oh yeah, from 2024. I'm getting there.
No, you weren't.
Days,
no, you were not.
When you decide to give up, the host spot, I'm going to be prepared to take over.
Look, so little shit happened in this movie that the entire time I was watching it, I was like, as punishment to Jackie, I should just make her do the fucking plot synopsis. Because she didn't take notes. The episode would be about 20 minutes, and we'd be doing everybody a goddamn favor, myself included.
I never take notes. I'm a professional.
Yeah, you're missing the point. There wouldn't be an episode because, whatever. Fuck this goddamn piece of shit.
It's not even from 2024. It's from Thursday.
Yeah, right. This is a brand new freaking movie. This is basically a bad movie field trip, but
on Thursday. And this is the third time that we've done this because these Netflix fucking movies just can't break that 50% mark. They just can't break it. Because when I first saw this, I was like, oh, fuck. I was looking at the clock going, do I have enough time to veto this? Because I was immediately out.
No, you did not. You got to check your text messages earlier there, bud.
I know. I was so busy yesterday moving shit around that I saw it. And then this morning I got up and I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, no.
I saw a commercial for this on Peacock just last night when my son and I were going to watch Star Trek The Undiscovered Country. And the first ad was a trailer for this movie. And I was like, oh, shit, that's our movie. No.
Oh, fuck. And then, so I turn on Netflix, and it's the first thing that comes up. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. Jackie just pushed power and that's my pick. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like,
did your mom watch this with you?
No, my mom is in L.A.
Ooh, lucky
okay.
gal.
Because I was gonna say, did it pass the mom test? Right?
I don't
did she
think
like it.
She wouldn't have looked up from tap more than twice in this thing.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get into that. Is your mother enjoying some time on Catalina Island by chance?
No.
Is she surfing off of the shores of Huntington Beach?
Nope, she's in Ontario.
Is she getting stabbed on the Santa Monica Pier?
Nope, she's in Ontario.
You just said she was in L.A.
Ontario is right underneath it. It's all part of the concrete jungle, right?
I don't know where Ontario. Huh, okay.
There's an airport there.
O'Hara?
Okay.
No, it's called Ontario Airport.
Oh. Not O'Hara.
Nobody flies there.
I'm thinking of
Nobody
John
flies
Wayne.
into Ontario. Yeah. John Wayne's in Orange County.
Yeah, okay. I've never been
I
to
like
Ontario.
the John Wayne Airport.
Yeah.
I have gotten stabbed on Santa Monica Pier, though, which is apparently a thing now. I started it. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was 8 people that got stabbed on Santa Monica Pier in unrelated events over this weekend.
There's people that get stabbed by wieners on Santa Monica Pier, too.
Yeah. So I'm glad your mom's safe in some place called Ontario. Anyways, this movie does take place in L.A., which is incredible coincidence. Starring Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman, Zac Efron, Kathy Bates, and the fourth person. Oh, Joey King. She's the main character. Yeah, okay.
So I just had this thought, Sam's mom's in LA right now. How do we know that she's not double living this movie?
Ooh, is she?
She meets a movie star and she's a supportive lady. Your mom's a real nice lady. And
Cage? She's dating Cage, isn't she?
No, it's Clooney because he has his own line of tequila. And
George Clooney's married. Very remarried.
He's got a lot of tequila, man. He's got his own brand.
Then that's a hall pass to, all right, well, I am George Clooney after all. I get to bang everybody's moms and his wife, whose name I can't remember, even though she's a wonderful, sweet, loving, giving person. Mrs. Clooney? I don't think that's right.
Yeah, no.
No, it's the quarterback from the Dolphins.
Dan
Tua
Marino.
Tagliabue is George Clooney's wife.
Huh.
No, but who's the quarterback that your mom's in love with?
Oh, Dan Marino.
Dan Marino?
Yeah, Dan Marino. So he just happens to be there. This is my plot synopsis.
I'm interested.
Okay, so Tony's down there. She's staying with the uncle, but she has to go to the grocery store. And who does she run into? But Dan Marino.
Ray
Danny
Finkel.
fucking Marino?
Yeah, and they're both buying tequila.
But before any of the love happens, he sees a guy trying to steal something and he fucking downs him with a cantaloupe.
Yeah, right.
At 38
Right
yards. Son of a bitch is moving. He can still zing it.
Yeah, and your mom is like super impressed with his crime-fighting abilities and cantaloupe throwing. And so he's like, would you like to go to dinner? And then that's how it starts. And then he's like, well, he doesn't have access to like the Paramount lot or whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, they go for a walk on Huntington Beach and, or no, wait, what's the stabby place
Santa
again?
Monica Pier.
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica
Venice,
Pier.
Santa Monica, they border each other.
No, there's no stabbings in
And-
Venice this weekend. Just the pier. Not even Santa Monica.
All right.
Just
All
the
right.
pier.
They're on the pier and he has bought some oranges at the store, right? And they're carrying their grocery bags and they're just kind of walking along the pier. And then somebody tries to knife him and he blocks it with the bag of
Ray
oranges. And then
Finkel.
he takes out an orange and then just pelts this guy in the head.
Or
again. And your
gal.
mom is so smitten. Whatever.
Maybe
And
if
it
it's
doesn't
Ray
matter who it
Finkel,
is.
you know.
The stabby person doesn't matter, okay? It's just the act
Fucking
of the
Ray
stabby
Finkel,
person.
you bet. Goddamn right he matters.
Okay, so then, Sam,
Or she.
your mom and him go to dinner, and then she comes back and you have a new dad.
How would you
Dan
feel in the
Marino's
context
dad.
of this movie, Sam? Would you be upset if your mother started because you know, your mother's got some good history with men. Your dad's a hell of a guy. Her former husband was a hell of a guy. Would you be upset like Joey King if your mom brought home Dan Marino and said, "I'm in love with Dan Marino"?
Are you fucking kidding me? No.
Exactly.
Dan Marino walks in and I'm like, all right, Mom, fuck off for a minute. I got to talk to Dan here.
She's like, "No, we're gonna make out right in front of you."
Like, I'll leave and I'll come back and I'm going to hang out with Dan Marino.
Exactly.
Let me know when the pasta's done.
Oh my God, this movie. Okay, all right. Well, we'll get into all that. But
I like the Tony's version better.
Well,
I think that's
like Sam appreciating. You know, hey, you're dating a quality guy. It's Dan Marino. I don't care what his dating track record is. I want to hang out with him.
He doesn't. He's been married. He's got a fucking shit pot full of kids.
Yeah, that's true.
That are
too.
all probably
Wow.
getting to be like the oldest ones are probably the same age as us.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Oh, so this is definitely just a movie plot. then.
Yeah. All right, Sam, go ahead. We spent much time avoiding this discussion. Go ahead and do your boring bullshit about a family affair.
Well, perhaps you.
Zac Efron
I
looks
would-
hot.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like it's Zac Efron, and it's funny because he's playing like Brad Pitt because he's not playing Zac Efron because he's not this famous, right?
Oh yeah. Well, no, Brad Pitt would never be in these types of movies, though.
No, it's so somebody that's in the Marvel business, right?
It's a like superhero movies are popular, but I've got somebody even better that was this guy for a minute and never got as big, but he was this guy and he looks like this guy. And his name is fucking Stargrove. This guy's just John Stamos. Is he?
Oh,
He's
he is
just
John
is
Stamos.
Zac Efron just John Stamos, but like slightly more popular?
Yeah. But he doesn't have as many. I mean, he doesn't have any gadgets and he doesn't have a music act and he's not an acrobat.
Right? No, John Stamos is way cooler.
Yeah. And apparently Nicole Kidman doesn't have the same equipment that Gene Simmons has in the movie.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I'm going to get this guy's name wrong. Richard Legranavis. So he wrote The Fisher King, Bridges of Madison County, The Horse Whisperer, Water for Elephants.
Oh, boy.
He didn't write this.
Okay.
He directed it.
Oh. Sorry, podcasters. Sam's got this goddamn cat. It just did a triple Lutz. It's going to the Olympics. I think it's dead. It just flew upside down behind him. Like the fucking Silver Surfer, but doing it wrong. Jesus Christ, that cat. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, God.
She might jump into the microphone at some point.
What a weirdo.
She's really bored.
That was amazing. God damn it. God, I wish this was a live podcast sometimes. I look like shit. I could never be on camera,
yeah,
but
no.
Man.
Hey, we represent what real Americans look like.
Oh, God.
When they're not when they're not trying to impress people and posting their best life on social media.
Yeah.
This is what everybody looks like when they're at home.
Our international fans don't need to see what Americans actually look like, Jackie.
The reality.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I really like our movie posters on the website because I look fantastic.
Sure. Okay, back to glitter. I mean, not glitter.
Richard Legranavis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he directed this, and this is actually the only narrative film, because he did a documentary where he doesn't have a writing credit, but I don't think anybody has a writing credit on his documentary.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only movie he's ever directed that he didn't write himself.
Yeah, but why though? I mean,
for money, because because they just turn these things out.
Well, I know, but like, was the last one on the list, the most recent one was like Water for Chocolate, right? That you said? No,
those were his writer only.
I know, but
that's the most recent,
which was like
good movie that he only wrote. He's written some other stuff
99, I want to say.
He had that Disenchanted. I believe he was the story credit on that one,
okay.
So he does stuff still. The most popular film probably that he did both as a writer and director is P.S. I Love You.
Okay, is that with not Schwimmer, Matthew Perry?
Gerard Butler and Hilary Swank.
Gerard Butler. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that. It was
that
early
thing
2000s.
Killed it. That thing almost made $200 million, and it was a rom-com.
Right. Okay. All right.
But yeah, he didn't write this. This was written by a gal named Carrie Solomon, whose writing filmography is this film, because this is sort of what Netflix is greenlighting right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, do we have any? This guy's directed movies, and they're like, but he usually just give him some money. Okay, we're doing it now. This is what we're doing. Apparently it was probably an R-rated script because the original title, or at least the working title for the script, was Motherfucker.
Okay, all right.
Oh.
And that had Efron and Nicole Kidman jumping all over it, but then I'm guessing Netflix is like, yeah, we're going to PG-13 the shit out of this. Especially because Nicole Kidman doesn't really do the nudie business.
What?
When does Nicole Kidman do the nudie business?
Are you kidding me?
Okay, whatever.
I have seen Nicole
Kidman. I think I saw
shut.
her butt in Dead Calm.
I have seen Nicole Kidman more naked than maybe Charlize Theron. Like, she's naked a lot.
All right, whatever.
Huh.
I don't know if she wasn't, because they were together in
Eyes Wide Shut, man. Eyes Wide Shut.
I never watched it.
Of course you didn't. It's terrible, but it, everybody knows that it's freaky deaky.
Maybe because they were together in a movie before in 2012. It was a Lee Daniels movie called The Paperboy, which was the movie he did right after he did Precious.
Okay.
And it was then back to Lee Daniels kind of, because Precious got some run. Mm-hmm. Like, people really liked that movie, whereas most of it's like you either love Lee Daniels or you fucking hate him. There's no in between. Like Shadow Boxer, most people fucking hate it, and The Paperboy was about the same reception as Shadow Boxer, but it's Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron and the sexy business and murder and all this shit. So
yeah, man. No, she gets very naked, very Like,
all right.
Yeah, I don't know where you been.
I don't know. Well, one of the reasons why I didn't veto this too is like I first start watching it and I'm just like, I'm completely distracted by what's going on with her face. Am I alone in that?
No, you're not. I really did feel like there were some shots where she looked like Nicole Kidman and then other shots where she looked really puffy and weird. And like her face was distorted.
Feel like I figured it out by the end of it, and then I saw some publicity shots for the movie where she's standing in front of a sign that says family affair or whatever, and she looks like Nicole Kidman. I think they just caked her ass in makeup.
Might have.
Just, it was like a shell on her skin.
Don't need to do that.
There was some shots where her, like, no one's skin is that. That's just like she's wearing a mask of makeup.
Yeah, don't need to do that.
Some of the shots, it didn't look good to me. I was completely distracted by like her face changing throughout the fucking movie.
Yeah.
So I never was like, no, we got to do something else. This sucks, because I was like, what the fuck is going on with Nicole Kidman's face?
Yeah. Maybe that's what happened at the debate, actually. Maybe that's what happened to Joe Biden. They caked his face in makeup. Okay, we're not going to do the Joe Biden, this whole joke. I noticed, I think she might have had some rhinoplasty at some point.
No, so, man, the whole internet's on this because I had to
take
a crap, and I was like, what am I going to search while I'm crapping in the middle of this movie that is 2 hours long and has no right to be that long, by the way.
No, it does not.
No.
So I had to pit stop. I feel like at minute 57, I was completely fucking checked out on this thing, other than like, what is going on with her face? So I had to poop, and I'm like, what is going on with her face? The internet. And she swears that at one point she tried Botox, but she didn't like it. But then the whole internet's like, bullshit. So no one knows. All I know is her face was weird in this. I'm sorry it was.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like when Zac Efron's like, oh, hello, hot mom. I'm like, sure. Wait, which one?
You know what really threw me off during this movie is her eyebrows.
Oh.
Changed colors consistently.
That's definitive proof, though, Jackie, because I was checking out Zac Efron's eyebrows and going, his eyebrows look weird. It's the makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her eyebrows, like, at one point were orange looking, and then they were really super dark, almost black, and then they were non-existent in a couple of shots, and I'm like, who the fuck is doing the makeup
his
on
looked
this?
like tattoos.
Yeah, and so did some of hers, and I'm like, this is weird.
It's
like
the makeup, the internet.
And then sometimes, like, Zac Efron's hair would be really coiffed, and it looked good, and then other times it was like, why is his hair so fucking dark in this shot? Like, his hair was, like, black.
His chin also looked really rough, like scratchy. Not with fur, but, like, skin texture. So, no, it's the makeup.
All right, so I have a few things to add to Sam's boring bullshit segment. Are you ready?
Sure.
I looked up Zac Efron.
Okay.
And in March 2014, he got in a fist fight with a bum on Skid Row.
Yes, he did. That made the news, actually. That's very...
And he screamed, 18 punches and life to go, motherfucker.
And in November of 2013, he had his jaw wired shut after breaking it in a fall from home. I mean, I drink a lot, and yeah, I broke my glasses one time.
He fell from home?
Have to have... Well, he was at home drinking, and he fell and had to have his jaw wired shut.
You said he fell from home, like, all right, I'll be back. I'm just getting smokes.
Why did I put this door on the third floor that has no balcony?
Oh, that poor man.
That would have been funny. That wasn't in this movie.
Yeah, but they made an Oscar movie about that last year summer, Sam.
And he's dated some pretty impressive ladies.
I'm sure he has. Who cares?
I'm sure.
I mean, but he's single right now, so, you know.
Great.
Single as
all
in
three of us have a shot.
Okay. Can we go back to the guy who actually does this segment? Because he does a better job. Just saying.
Well, she's right. This movie stinks, and I got barely anything.
That's fine, too.
It was directed by a guy who writes things. Written by a lady who wrote this. Joey King. She's been on the show twice now.
Yeah,
she's a two-timer.
Familiar.
Because she was in Slender Man.
Yeah. I'm sure that she will do another one. I'm surprised she hasn't teamed up with the Sydney Sweeney on something.
Yeah, she's done enough Scream stuff. I guess there's this thing called The Kissing Booth that's like the hottest teen movie series ever that she's in. I would not know that, though, because...
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, right? It's not really for me. But she's done enough of the horror movies that Jackie will probably pick one of them at some point. So I'm sure that she will be back.
Yeah, she's like a shitty Chloe Grace Moretz, who I'm still not sure is not shitty, but I root for.
Not shitty.
I root for
her. Yeah. So her best friend, Liza Koshy, the girl whose boyfriend leaves her and gets all pissed off that no one cares.
Sure.
She's a YouTuber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like like DIY stuff, or like
oh, look at this thing. Reviews, reactions, the crowd, like, I'm going to push this on my face. It's funny, and I'm kind of pretty. So a million dudes feel like it's that perfect storm. I think she's one of those perfect storms of, like, just hot enough, but not too hot enough that every dickhead on the planet falls in love with her kind of a thing.
Yeah, I got a chance. I just got to nail the right comment.
Yeah, she's got that going.
Okay. I don't know if that's good.
Sherry Cola, who I think is super funny, is in this for, like, 2 fucking minutes.
Sherry Cola.
She's the Asian comedian that she plays the screenwriter, and they utilize none of her comedy stuffs. They utilize none of the comedy stuff.
Her name is Sherry Cola.
It's obviously a fake name.
I know, but seriously, it's not very good.
Yes, Sherry Cola.
Okay.
She's funny.
What about no, I got nothing with root beer. Nothing rhymes with root beer. It's just root beer. Okay, never mind. Let's move on. pretend pause for dramatic effect. Nope, didn't happen. Okay, let's just go ahead and skip the Cherry Cola thing. So is she like Aquafina kind of? Like that kind of?
No, Aquafina does songs. She's a rapper.
Aquafina does comedy, you ignorant son of a bitch.
I know, but the songs are funny, but it's a different shtick entirely.
Okay.
Let's
right.
just say
I'll
that.
have to find more out about Sherry Cola.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I got on this, and that they roll these out every week so that, once a year we get a Hustle or
A-listers,
what was last year's good one they did? All Quiet on the Western Front.
That was nominated.
They did All Quiet on the Western
I didn't
Front.
care for it.
So we get all of this, and it's like when we get to the end, and we're like the do's and don'ts. It's like, well, if you're watching Netflix, if you buy Netflix, this is seriously what you're paying for.
Yeah,
you're paying for this so that once a year you can get either Hustle or All Quiet on the Western Front.
The Diamonds, the Gems.
That was not
Sandler.
through Netflix.
The Sandler Gems, the Hidden Gems. I thought that was Netflix.
Uncut Gems was independent. They were the first one to get their hands on it for streaming, but that was an independent film.
Gotcha. Right. Not that I would recommend anybody watch that movie because it's a punch in the face.
It's like you're rubbing your face on the ground, screaming, "Please stop!"
You're
please
rubbing your
stop.
eyes on Zac Efron's chin during this movie. It's scratchy. It's not good for you. Don't do that.
I'm not really
but I also
going to mention
it.
anything
It's fucking great
about Kathy Bates because she just shouldn't be doing shit like this.
No, we're going to get to that at the end. I got a question, but God, I love her.
She's great. She's even not even Kathy Bates can elevate this dribble though.
If there's an acting mud wrestling, and I don't mean sexy, I just mean like this is a battle royale. One of these two fighters is going to die, but I just put it in mud because that's the weird type of sick, twisted person I am. Kathy Bates or Meryl Streep in an acting mud wrestling death match.
And Kathy Bates is going to win.
Kathy Bates all the way, man.
You're like, you can be like, let's just take a super fantasy, silly question and be like, start naming actresses of all time. Spencer Tracy, Kathy Bates kicks his ass. Kathy Bates wins, period.
Meryl Streep's got like 100 Oscars, though, dude. I think Kathy Bates has got
old
2.
Man could have a chance, but he wouldn't take the fight. He's too smart.
Yeah, he's too smart. Kathy Bates is amazing. But God damn it, Kathy Bates. It's better not. Can you believe that About Schmidt was like 30 years ago?
I only was 30, but it was probably 20.
20. And she's still out there fucking work. I mean, that was a movie about getting too old. And like Nicholson's second to last movie, she's buck-ass naked in it, and she's fucking out there still working today. She's a goddamn American treasure.
And I'm not ever questioning what's going on with her face.
No, she's a wonderful, amazing.
No, I think that she keeps it natural.
Okay. Well, who cares?
It's a good idea.
Natural is a statue in Times Square. Like, knock down all those signs and the let's get rid of the Flatiron Building. Let's just face it, it's useless. And put up a statue of Kathy Bates right there. Bam! Ha-ha! How about that? You guys are like, what?
Okay.
I love her. She's great. Do I have to do this? Okay, yeah, I guess we're gonna do this. So Zac Efron, he plays a guy named Chris Cole. Chris Cole is he's got a fucking Marvel name right there, Sam. It's alliteration, so yeah, you're right. He plays this superhero, and that's all he's ever. It seems like that's all he's been ever known for. There's not a lot of dialogue about like, oh, you know, he's Sir Patrick Stewart, and he used to be on stage, but now he's just Picard. You know, there's none of that fucking. I'm Elaine, and everybody just only remembers me as Elaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, until she does Veep and all that shit. Yeah. It seems like he's only been this character whose name is Icarus Rush.
This is the first boat in comedy that this movie misses entirely.
Yeah.
They had the opportunity to really make some funny, because it was like they were trying to be like, oh, this is kind of ridiculous. But this Icarus Rush shit could have been so funny. Every time they cut to the making of the movie, they could have made all of this really, really funny.
What do you mean? Like he's putting on wings and, you know.
The movie itself is like fucking zoo animals on wheels, basically. And the production is a bunch of idiots that are just scrambling around, and all of the stuff that happens in like Living in Oblivion or State in Maine or any of the movies that make fun of the actual production process.
Right.
You could have had a little microcosm, especially because there's a point with this script where you're really like, we need to infuse comedy in these points if we're going to make a romantic comedy. And this could have been a source of running comedy that just sprinkled in every so often throughout this movie, and they did not do it.
Yeah, it's amazing how much like nobody's ever going to write like Mamet, but you could be inspired by Mamet.
And if you make movies, you don't have to like climb Everest to come up with the material, because you've experienced the ridiculousness of it on a daily basis.
Yeah, right.
The well is not dry.
But see, I think that there's something else going on in this script that I'm going to get into later. That
towards the end, I've got some real, because it validates things that should not be validated by the end of the film.
Well, I'm curious to see what you have to say. So Chris is having lunch with his girlfriend. She's got smoking hot boobs, and that's who she is. She's the Hollywood Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, way younger. She's equipped, and that's what he's there for, or was, or not.
She's a people pleaser that will do what he wants when he wants her to.
Yeah.
And she's got a great bod, so she's like the typical, you know, Hollywood girlfriend.
Yeah, she really is. She's like, he's gonna marry me, and he's like, no, I'm not. So he's got his assistant Joey King, Zara, which is a weird name, but fine. She is delivering these earrings to him, and she's late. She gets into the restaurant. She has to be Joey King past the fucking bouncer of the restaurant, I guess the concierge, which is also the bouncer in a weird way. Not the concierge. What are those guys? The maitre d'. Are those guys all bouncers? Are concierges maitre d's and bouncers?
No.
Okay.
Maitre d's and concierges have a great deal more responsibility than just being like, I'm afraid you have to leave, sir.
Okay. And so she like chucks the earrings to him. He pops them open and says, I don't want to be your boyfriend anymore. And she's like, but, oh, these are nice earrings. And she takes the earrings as her consolation prize, as if she was on The Price is Right.
They are Cartier earrings.
How do you know?
Because I could see the box and I could read the box
It said
label.
Cartier
They're
on the
very
side.
expensive. Yeah, they're very expensive and they're big. So they are not cheap earrings. It's like, thanks for the fuck. Here's your earrings. Now get the fuck
But
out.
She's like, oh, these are really nice, bye.
But someday I was going to be worth half of your money when I divorce you. Oh, I'll take the earrings and
So
go.
she's never heard of a prenuptial agreement?
I'm not familiar with Latin. I don't speak Latin, sir. I'm from the valley. Look at these cans. Look at them. And he does, and then she leaves. So they get in the her car, wherever. And he's like, "Drive me to work." And they're discussing the script. It's a piece of shit. He hates it.
Oh no, this was so quality right here because they're listening to Cher.
Oh, I was totally interested in skipping this.
Do you believe in life after love? Right,
why?
and he's singing along, and then he like leans into her. I really don't think you're strong enough when that part comes on, and leans into her, and then he shuts it off, and he's like, "Where were you?" So we know that he's a bossy asshole at this
real
point.
Fucking asshole.
I mean, he's just a self-centered.
There's
jerk.
no like the thing is that this movie tries to do at the end is like, well, I was just misunderstood and I could never be myself. I have to put on this performance. That is not the case. He's alone in the car with his assistant. If I know anything about being alone in the car with my assistant, I don't know anything about that. But if I was to, I would treat my assistant as the one person who actually does know me, and I wouldn't treat her like a piece of shit or him. I'd be myself. This is him. This is him. He is this asshole. That is who he is. He is showing the only person he can trust the real him, which makes it so harder in the end to like have any sort of redemption. No, this is you, butthole. You're a fucking prick.
You're a butthole.
Mondo, Butthole. You're Mondo Butthole. Coin it. Trademark TM. It's the name of my new shoe brand. Mondo Butthole.
Yeah.
I'm sure those are going to sell like
They're
hotcakes.
flip-flops. Let's be honest. Okay, so he's like, yeah, this movie sucks. And she's like, yeah, this movie sucks. It's you're a superhero, and which is he never really is a superhero. He's just a gun guy we see while he's shooting, but whatever. He fighting elf terrorists to save Santa or whatever.
It's Die Hard meets Miracle on 34th Street.
Meets Speed.
Meets Speed.
Meets Speed, which is just Die Hard on a bus.
Right. Wouldn't it be great if that was the actual movie we had done for this podcast? Because that would work. That would have been a great episode.
I'm telling you, we could have seen that. If they would have sprinkled that throughout the movie, I mean, you've got at least one thing going for you already.
Yeah, so like the Lethal Weapon 5.
Nothing going for you.
The Lethal Weapon 5 episodes of Always Sunny.
Yes.
Great episodes. I love Lethal Weapon 5. But we don't get that. And so they're going to hire a new writer, and it's her friend, and we'll deal with that later. So he sends her to get his shit from the boobs lady, and she does. And then we meet Nicole Kidman, who is her mother. I don't even know what Nicole Kidman's character's name is, like, at all. Whatever. Who cares?
She doesn't have a fucking name.
Her name is Brooke Harwood.
Brooke, that's right. Yeah, Brooke.
Harwood.
And Kathy Bates is her mom, so grandma of Joey King. She's an author, like a actual.
She's a Nobel Prize
good
winner.
author. Knows her shit. Doesn't write this for sure.
But then she says something that sucks. Like whoever wrote this, like, wow. So at one point, Kathy Bates is like, well, why do you write? And her answer is, to find things I don't know about. What? That's why you... What?
Isn't that research? That's not writing.
It's not writing.
It's also just Google.
Or if that's writing, then you're just making shit up.
Not to mention that these people are rich as fuck.
Yeah.
They live on an ocean cliff
Mm-hmm.
in this giant house. And they obviously live in some kind of gated community because they leave their front door unlocked.
Mm-hmm. What I know about Nobel laureates is they're usually rich as fuck. You know, Gandhi, he was at the strip club all the goddamn time. Mother Teresa, fucking, she ate most of that bread by herself.
Get a Cadillac on 24s.
Yeah, right. They're not, I mean, some of them could be, but like, it's not synonymous. Nobel laureates being rich. Fucking Malala, no, poor as fuck. I mean, has made money since, you know, maybe, but she gave it all to the ladies of
Well, hold
Iran,
on.
I think.
As of 2023, the Nobel Prize monetary award is $11 million.
My God. Holy shit. Are you
in
fucking
Swedish
kidding me?
That's a
in
lot.
Swedish kronor, which is roughly $1,035,000 in
Okay,
US
all right.
money.
But still $1 million. Where's the money come from? I mean,
Because they have to
donations?
pay to enter their crap, probably.
It's like a horse race.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you hope it's like a lottery, right? And then you hope you get selected. I don't know. I don't know anything about
I
how
don't
that
either,
works.
really.
I'm just making shit up.
Obama's got one. I know that. Trump doesn't. Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming, you
Yeah,
fucking
'cause-
hippie liberal. Okay, so Kathy Bates has a Nobel laureate, though. I know that for sure. And an EGOT. She's amazing. Statue. Knocked down the Flatiron Building. That's what I say. So where are we at? Dottie Joey King. Chris sends her to the grocery store. He's like, okay, now you got you're going to go get my shit from the boobs. And then you're going to go to the grocery store because I can't go there. And that comes into play later and we don't really care. And then he sits there and he's like in bed and he's talking to her about it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is he going to fall in love with Joey King? Because she's like way younger than him.
Yeah.
Like,
I think his age gap, I think that the age gap is equidistant on both sides of him.
It has to be, but I think a lot of people think Zac Efron's younger than he is, and he's no spring chicken. He's got to be...
He's 36.
No.
He's
No
36.
way.
Nicole
Get out of
Kidman's
town. I thought he was like our age.
57. Yeah, Nicole Kidman's 57 and Joey King is 24.
Wow, that makes me feel real old, because I thought he was like us.
No.
Damn
He's
it.
younger.
Shit. Wasted on the young, Sam. Wasted on the young.
Yeah.
So he's in bed talking like, oh, I can't go to the grocery store because celebrity stuff, the paparazzi and blah, blah, blah. And she's starting to, like, it's one of those scenes where, oh, now I understand you a little bit better. And they eventually go on a date and kiss under, like, the balloons or something. But that's not what happens here. It's really weird. So she goes to his house to bring him his shit, his groceries, and his stuff that she got from the boob's house. And he's being an ass because she's just a little late. And so he locks her out. And she has to climb the fence and
He doesn't
bust through the
lock her
door.
out. He has to call the masseuse because he doesn't know how to run his own security system
Right.
to change the code
Yeah.
to his gate.
Yeah.
Which
Either
is
way,
dumb.
she's locked out. And she goes in, she finds him, and she says, you can't fire me, I quit.
Yeah.
Good call. Because here's the thing.
And it's not their first row because the cook is like, no, you're going to calm it down. It's
Not
just
this
like
time,
Thursday again. Stop
Consuelo.
it.
But she references, when I told you to take this role, guess who the person who actually did, because you turned it down, went on to win the fucking Academy Award. And he's like, I didn't want to do it because nobody be able to see my eyes. No, I told you could see your eyes. You're an idiot. The whole time I'm thinking, just quit. Go to that person who you said and say, I would like to be your assistant because my previous boss was this guy who is notoriously hard to work for. You know that. I think she's got a future. If she's saying, this is a good role for you, this is a good fit, you're going to do big things and win an Academy Award. She's not dumb. She's not unqualified. She doesn't need this fucking job. Right? Am I alone on this?
No, I mean, so kind of, but she isn't very cool as a person either by the end.
No, she's a real fucking, she's got some problems.
So they're both fucking jackasses.
Yeah,
so whatever.
That's
they
a good
deserve
point.
each other.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and he's promised her that she can run his company and...
And that's the other thing, is like, what company? That's what you're doing right now. This is his company. It's the company of him.
Acting.
And it's silly.
Yeah.
You already have that job,
right.
And it sucks.
Yes, it does. He's not a fucking producer. He's an actor in real shitty Marvel movies, like old school. Well, okay, I shouldn't say old school because let's face it, they're not good.
Yeah, he's in DC movies.
Those aren't good either.
He's in The Flash.
Yep, not great. Flash Part 9. That was going to be, which will be a thing at some point. Okay, so she quits, and she still stands there listening to him berate her, which is like, no, you quit. You're done. Get out. Go do other things.
No, she's packing up her desk while he's
But then she argues back to him and like, just you quit. Get out. It's going to turn bad. Like, there's no good to be had.
You don't need that stuffed dolphin that badly.
Yeah, like, the reason why you get escorted out of the building when you get fired is two-way. It's to protect you and everybody else.
Yeah.
From you getting a gun and shooting up the place. I don't know. Maybe not. So she goes home, and her friend, who's not Aquafina's there, or maybe the other person who's not Aquafina, I don't know. The YouTuber. And they're like, hey, let's celebrate. Oh, don't say anything. I didn't tell my mom. But then they go and they don't celebrate. They just go and chat in her bedroom or something. And then she comes downstairs. The friend's gone. And she tells mom, I don't know what to do with my life. And mom's like, what do you mean? I quit my job. Oh, you always quit your job. You quit this and you quit that and blah, 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 blah. This dialogue again that we have. This is my Nicole Kidman impression. Oh, heavens to Betsy.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate.
Yeah, it kind of seems like she kind of makes it seem like she's got no education and has just been kind of freeloading off of her mom and going from job to job, and this is the one that she's had the longest.
I don't see that. I think that the script is just calling for conflict, and so it puts in conflict that doesn't fit into anything else that happens in this movie.
She's just LA people.
They're just LA people. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Devon. Gardner comes in.
My life's over. Can you make spaghetti? Because that's ultimately what happens.
The next day, Chris goes to her house, and because he's like, oh shit, what have I done? I need to hire this girl back because she's just the best and the only one that'll put up with my shit because she's also shit. And there he finds Nicole Kidman in her house cleaning clothes, and he's like, oh my. She's like, hold on, let me go put on something more comfortable. And then she comes out in a full tuxedo, and he points at her and says, are you freak tripping? I just had to do it.
Yeah.
And she puts on a dress, and he's like, ooh, do you got any tequila? And she's like, why, of course I do.
Tequila. And she's like, yeah, I do.
It's 10.
And then they just fucking get drunk on tequila and bang.
Right.
Because we can talk about like how there's like some, like there's conversation there or whatever, but that's not like what really happens in the grand scheme of things is he's like, is your daughter here? And she's like, no. Do you have tequila? Yep. Let's get drunk on tequila and bang at 11:30 a.m.
The only thing that interrupted my note between and drinks tequila and so they bang is he doesn't know who Icarus is. That's the only thing.
That's right. She gives him a book.
That's the only thing that breaks up those two notes is because that's how it goes. Hey, you got any tequila? Oh, sure. Here you go. Let me go get dressed. Hey, yeah, I'm famous. She's like, oh, yeah. My daughter told me that you're Icarus. Oh, you seen those movies? No, I've read about Icarus. And he's like, who's that? And then she slaps him upside the head and kicks his ass out the fucking door.
Yeah.
But no, she gives him a book on mythology. She even pronounces
Daedalus wrong. Tequila and bang.
Did you guys notice that she pronounced Daedalus wrong? She said da-da-da or something like that.
It's beyond when I was like, what's going on with her face? I was like, what's going on with her accent?
Yeah.
Is she just so Americanized now that she's like half in and half out all the time? Because she was half in and half... I couldn't tell what... It was weird.
I agree. She probably was like, it doesn't matter if this character is American or Australian. Can I just relax? And they were probably like, yeah, sure, we'll just write it in that you're Australian. Thank you. It will save a lot of time and effort for me to have to, and money. You got to pay me more for me to fake this shit. So now she's just mixed race accent.
I think that's accurate, though, because she's lived in the States for quite a while.
Agree.
And so, yeah, the accent does. It's like if you go to England, right? You start picking up the twang.
The twang.
Like if you live
yes.
in the...
English
twang.
twang.
The twang if you're in the South. But if you go to London,
hello,
you start
governor.
picking up the accent.
It's gonna be a top of the morning to you. The twang.
No, I'm thinking the twang like in the South.
Excuse
like,
me.
Y'all know what I mean.
Could
Here we
somebody
go.
point me to the loo? Hey.
Way to go, Elvis.
Yeah, exactly. Where's your water closet there, mama?
Hey now, did I miss the lorry?
Mind the gap there, darling. The twang. No, that's an American thing. Americans have twang. It's, oh, I can't. I don't know what the Aussie term is.
Hey, y'all. We're going to go on down there.
Y'all? You know what? I don't think you're equipped to talk about accents, Jackie. Y'all?
And I'm just saying, Justin, that I do really shitty accents.
Oh, you're terrible.
Probably not.
You are terrible. We're going to go down at about a bit of
I mean, if I'm trying to do an Australian accent, I actually reference the Outback Steakhouse commercials as my...
Okay.
If I just talk like that, then I sound Aussie.
Slightly shittier, but not by far from just doing Mick Dundee, which is what most Americans do that are our age. So I don't fault you. I don't know if I do. I just, yeah. But either way, next day she's at the house. They get drunk. They fuck. Zara comes home and she opens up the door and they're banging. She's like, oh no, the snogging.
She doesn't knock or anything.
Nah, comes on right in.
Just barges in there and then and this is now the second boat. And I think this one's an easier boat to miss. So this is their big slapstick gag where she sees the porking and the porking's supposed to be funny. And then she slapsticks her face into the wall and falls down. It proves that there's more to it than just banging your face into something. That slapstick requires not just the actors to have the proper timing, but the editor also has to have the proper timing.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it doesn't fucking work. There has to be just the right amount of space to breathe before the gag and after without too much space. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And it's really hard to do. And when you go back and watch the Abram-Zucker brothers movies, the editor is on fucking point. And this was not that.
You know what would have worked? The only way this would have worked right here is if Eugene Levy came in and said, oh, hey, okay. And then you have, just awkward Gene Levy helping with the editor,
And he had ice cream, and the ice cream falls on them, and he just still stands there.
Right on his shoe. Oh, now and then says something pithy. So they she bonks herself out. It's stupid. And she goes to the hospital, and she's fine. And comes back from the hospital, and there's some other not funny comedy.
We should probably mention
we have to.
that the hospital is a children's hospital. She's 22 years old. Why is she going to a pediatrician?
It's supposed to be funny, and not funny,
and
but
it's
just,
not though. It's just sad and weird.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Well, she hasn't proven that she's an adult at any point in the movie yet.
True. Until this car ride home where he's like, hey, if I bang your mom, can you be an associate producer? And she's like, yes. He's like, now you're an adult. You've sacrificed emotions for money. Nice.
Well, and the one-liner here is, you guys are not Jack and Rose. Get out of the car.
That's not true. The old adage is, what's an AP credit? It's what you give your secretary instead of a raise.
Exactly. Yeah. She's still a child. What were you saying about Jack and Rose? I missed the Jack and Rose. Are we talking Jack on the...
I laughed.
Jack in the water and Rose on the door?
Yeah. Okay. So he turns around in the seat and he's kissing her hand, and he asks, can I have some time to speak to Zara? And, you know, they're saying goodnight, and she's like, you guys are not Jack and Rose. Get out of the car, Mom.
How is that relevant?
I thought it was the only thing I laughed at in the movie, so I'm glad she reminded me of that.
But in no way...
Her delivery on Jack and Rose was... I chuckled barely, but it's the only laugh that this movie gave me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was he drawing her picture while she was nude?
No,
was he supporting her at the end of a boat while her arms in the air?
He was. And he's like, I'm having a hard time with your face. Would you stop changing it?
Did he give her the jewel of the sea? Or whatever it's called. No, they're just, God damn it, I gotta do it now. This whole love affair is mundane as fuck. You're Look, I'm not gonna say that Titanic's a good movie, and I would like to do that if it wasn't for fucking 5 hours on Stinker Madness, because I think we'd have a good time. But it did win Academy Awards, and people love it. And there is a very specific formula about Jack and Rose that makes them complex. That is not an everyday love affair. You don't go on a fucking boat and fall in love when you're the princess with some guy that's at the bottom of the boat, and then you end up killing him because you're a selfish bitch. That is a very distinctive love affair. This story is mundane AF. This happened to my dad, but nobody fucking talks about it because he was an older man dating a younger lady, because that's gross, I guess. I don't know. I'm not questioning it, but like, people get divorced and then they date other people, and children go, "Ooh, that guy's a jerk and I don't like him because he's not my dad." That's the fucking same thing that happens every time people get divorced. It's the most common thing ever.
And also, normal LA people would be like, she'd go over to her friend's house and be like, oh my God. And then her friend would be like, how did you get here? And then, 20 minutes later, they'd get through that. And then she'd just mention in passing, before talking about something even dumber, like the new tin roof on Hacienda or something like that, and she'd be like, oh yeah, my boss and my mom tequila banged. And that would be the end of the conversation.
They tequila banged. It's not like they're fucking star-crossed. It's not the Montagues and the Capulets. They can't be together. They got tequila drunk and fucked.
Tequila banging.
Yep, it's an age-old story.
It is the most age-old story, Jackie.
It's an ounce count in the bottle.
I'm going to do a Google search.
You can draw a line on any bottle of tequila towards, like, where there's only a quarter of it left, and that's where you're banging. If there's two of you,
oh my God, I
should
have never put that
tequila
in.
Bang? That was a bad call.
I put in tequila fuck in the
Google
Google
my
searches.
God.
Yeah. I should have never done that.
No.
Jesus Christ. This is gross. Yeah. I'm just going to close that window now.
But accurate.
I didn't look at anything. I just saw the taglines that came up for the websites that it produced, and I was like, "This was a terrible fucking idea."
Look, let's face it.
And
50% of relationships start from tequila bang. Let's just get there. Like, this is not a special relationship that these two have.
No.
Comparing yourself to Jack and Rose. Fuck off. More like Jack and Diane, because they fucking tequila banged after going and getting sodas at the Easy Freeze or whatever the fuck John Cougar Mellencamp's most American song ever is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I hate that song.
I hate it too. It sucks. I hate all Mellencamp.
Jack and Diane.
Yeah, speaking of twang. Okay, all right.
John Mellencamp, making Don Henley seem awesome for 30 years.
Down at the Sunset Grill. That song was pretty cool.
Only because we just talked about Mellencamp, so you're like, oh, Henley's not that bad.
Yeah, when you got those two choices, you're like, Henley all the way.
Okay, so she's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll be your associate producer, but you can't bang my mom anymore. He's like, yeah, cool, whatever. So they go on a date, and he's like, I wanted to talk to you, and she's like, I wanted to talk to you. I look beautiful, don't I? He's like, yeah, I wore this 3-piece so that we could talk about being friends. They immediately fucking bang again. Like, not even like 10 minutes later. Yeah, we should be considerate of your daughter. Also, I made sure to bring a futon to this restaurant. Yeah.
You know, but they set this up as she gets a lot of free swag, and I have never been anywhere in my life or ever heard of a designer giving away their gowns as swag. I mean, diamond earrings,
not swag, but
iPods.
The Met Gala.
You know, like...
The ladies don't pay for their dresses.
They don't give away gowns at the Met Gala.
Yes, they do, Jackie. Yes, they do.
I'm looking it up.
Okay. I think fucking Gail King's getting fucking...
Who did she write for?
Gail King?
No, who did this imaginary person write for? Vogue or Glamour or Vanity Fair or something?
Yeah, she did Vogue. So, yeah, she totally gets
It was
stuff.
whatever the top one is, which may be Vanity Fair. Whichever one it was, I'm sure she got some free shit.
Dude, those like mid-tier YouTube guys that get like 2,000 views, not us, they get like fucking expensive toolkit. Like, I watch a guy who gets like these likes. He just does like reviews of tools, and they're expensive tools. And it's like 500 views. And he's like, I'd like to thank our sponsor, fucking Still, for sending me this $6,000 tractor to test out. Huh. They just got piles of it. I mean, those are just shitty YouTubers. When you're writing for Vogue, they're sending you stuff. Like, what do you think about this?
Okay, so what I found is that they do not give away dresses like that, but they will give dresses to certain celebrities and people of stature to wear on red carpet events.
Nobel laureate might get some free stuff.
Might get some shit. She got some free shit. We should just not get hung up on that.
Yeah, I agree with Sam. She got some free shit. Probably a hat that says "I'm with stupid." She probably got one of those for sure, and it points at her daughter every time. And then the other, she turns like, "Oh yeah, well watch this," and she turns it around, and now it's pointing to Grandma. Gotcha, bitches!
Oh my god!
Yep. She's got like the wind-up turtle, but if you wind it up, it stands up and its wiener pops out.
Or she's
jumps
got
up and down.
The hand clapper, the clapping hands hat. She's got one of those. That's the type of swag she gets. Okay, they go to work on his movie, and now she's like sort of directing him. She's moving up. She knows how to work the system, and he's an idiot, and he falls for it, blah, 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 blah. And then she goes into her mom's room one day. She's like, hey, Mom, are you in here? What's with this pile of clothes? Where are you going? And then she finds a copy of the movie script, and she's like, they're tequila fucking.
And she went over my head and wrote a better script than my friend who's funny that should be in this movie more. Meh.
Oh, dang it.
Meh.
Yeah, that was such shit. Like, I really hated her character.
She's a whiny bitch.
She's a Valley Girl.
Yeah, it's like, you are just a self-centered piece of crap.
So they
Zara. I hated Zara.
I do too. So they sneak into this event where Chris and Brooke are at on their date. It's like I'm a fancy guy. I'm wearing a tux champagne party. And she sees them in the cloak closet necking. Cause
making out like teenagers.
Yeah, because that's what grown-ass people do in public events where cameras are and like they have to like give a speech and say, I'd like to thank,
Nobody's in there yet. They haven't opened
You
it
don't
up.
go in the cloak closet and start making out like you're fucking teenagers, whatever. And
no sex in the champagne room.
There's no sex in the champagne room, Sam. So they get in this big old fight. Oh, you're fucking him, and he's an asshole, and you don't love me, and I'm selfish, and blah. In the same fight that most families have, like, he's not good for you. I don't want him to be my father anymore.
She's yelling, and she's like, look, keep your voice down. Like, you are embarrassing not only myself, but yourself. And you seem like a fucking psycho, is what she should have said.
Yeah, that's what you were thinking in your mind. That is not what happened in this movie, Jackie.
Yeah, but I wish it would have.
Yeah.
I would have been like, listen, shut the fuck up and get out of here. We'll have a conversation later.
Or just be brutally honest. Banging at worst number 3 in people's top sexiest man. Fuck off for a little bit, please.
I bet.
Yeah.
Wait, John Stamos is the world's sexiest man? Have you seen Never Too Young to Die, Mom? It's not good. We should just do Stargrove again. God, I love that movie. I haven't seen it in so long. I miss it. I miss Stargrove. So now it's Christmas time because of course it is. Because of course this script calls for a Christmas scene. Does that sound familiar? That there's just suddenly Christmas in this romance movie?
Why is there Christmas? Why is it a May release? What the fuck is going on here?
Because they have to, Sam. Because that's the fucking formula. It sounds familiar to me, at least. Maybe they should buy a bakery together, Sam. Oh, hey, we're opening up a bakery. Isn't that cute? And then it turns out he's opened up a bakery before. And they have to freaking deal with that issue. It's a Hallmark staple. This is a Hallmark movie.
This is a Hallmark movie.
It is a Hallmark movie.
And I think, it might have been, again, the script is originally titled, the working title's Motherfucker. Maybe it started out and there's only one credited writer, so maybe she did her own rewrites and got it sold and whatever she had to do. But this might have started out as a biting critique of the formula.
Maybe.
It's not that now.
It is not that now. It is just the formula. This is a fucking Hallmark movie. And God damn it. I was about to bash on this fucking writer until you started saying all this stuff, and now I just feel bad. Or maybe I don't know enough to make judgment, but I was going to rip this person apart for this piece of shit. And now maybe they're just stuck under the thumb of men in ties, and I shouldn't abuse that person.
At the same time, whether or not stuck, but like that first one, getting that first one sold.
Not easy.
Do what you gotta fucking do.
It's not easy.
Do what you gotta do to get that first one sold.
Make some sacrifices to my artistic formula or my artistic vision. Yeah, I'm right there. And the screws, the thumbs of those men in ties.
We'll talk about Mamet again. He writes under a pseudonym so he can do shit like this and sleep at night.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I hope you're right. I hope this person isn't just a piece of shit, but they're just trying to make it in the world today.
Yeah. They're Howard the Duck of writers.
Yeah, Howard the Duck of writers. Yeah. I hope you're right. I hope it's not just, this sucks. Okay, so they go to this cabin / mansion. They're rich people. They got, the snow's coming down. We've got 4-wheel drives. We'll get up there.
Kathy Bates is like a world famous photographer, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, right? Because she's got pictures of
These are LA people to the max.
They are LA people. They're so LA people. The like what people think LA people are. Most LA people are not doing that well. Not even
No,
close.
they're the current LA people are all of those people's children that didn't do anything except smoke a shitload of reefer and bitch about stuff.
Yeah. I saw a funny sign, or a funny meme. I guess it was a meme. I'm not sure, on the internet. And it said that live long enough in LA, eventually you're going to point up at the person on the billboard and say, that person did me wrong. Like, everybody knows somebody on a billboard that did them wrong. And I'm like, that's pretty LA. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're up at this cabin / mansion thing, and Zara learns, they're having a great time. It's just a wonderful Christmas. It's just simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Lots of Christmas in this fucking June movie. Yeah, I don't know, get it. I mean, I do, but it doesn't fit. And there's even like the dun 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 dun. Oh, and we should talk about the music in this movie, because the music is fucking god awful.
I didn't even notice it.
Because you don't. It's Hallmark Channel shit. It is a guy on a fucking Casio X92. I don't know the model numbers.
No,
I don't know
the
what the
worst
Casio
one was the after breakup song.
Oh, that we're not even there
about
yet.
candy canes.
We're not even there yet.
And...
But man, it's fucking terrible. But they're not even playing like Bing singing Christmas songs, which I'm pretty sure are fucking public domain by now. Maybe not, but pretty close. They're re-recording on this fucking Casio, and it sounds like garbage. It's just Hallmark Channel out the ass. But they're having a wonderful Christmas time, and Zara learns that maybe mom's happiness is maybe it's more important to oh, hey, what's this in this bag? It's earrings that match those Sikorsky. Or is that the
Cartier?
The Sikorsky's the chopper, right?
Yeah, Sikorsky diamond earrings. Get to the chopper.
We got a 3 Iraq. Or wait,
Yeah.
Afghanistan is where the Sikorskys were.
Earrings down.
She's like, oh no, he's gonna dump my mom. This is his MO. So she goes in, and she's like, he's an asshole. He's a douchebag. This is his typical stuff. And mom's like, I think it's time for you to leave. And he's like, but wait, I didn't finish my tea. She's like, tea this bitch, and hits him in the face with the glass. Again, I just had to sneak in a little bit more Nicole Kidman impression. It's so accurate. So he leaves, but then I guess Zara can't stay there either.
So she just has such a hissy fit that she kicks herself out or gets kicked out, and then goes to her friend's house because, like, she doesn't really understand the concept of money or like ownership of apartments and how you can't just like go live wherever you want. So she's like, and goes to her friend's house, and she's like, where the fuck is everybody? And she's like, he broke up with me. And then she gets all pissy about that too. Right. Like, yeah, yeah. Then her friend basically kicks her out too. So I don't know where she goes. Like
she goes to the cooks from
Chris's cook.
Yeah, Chris's cook. She goes there.
Yeah, that's who I think that is. Because there's just like this brief scene of her being led into a door like, oh, you poor downtrodden soul. How about home? You guys live in a fucking mansion. Oh, I can't be around my mother right now. Maybe I'll go to the billiard room, you fucking asshole. Okay. No, hang out in the what are those rooms called, Jackie, when
the parlor?
Yeah, parlor, but they're called the reading room. I'll go to the reading room, which you don't actually read in, you actually entertain in. Like, fuck off. God. You got 10 bedrooms. Your mom's not going to see you for a week if you don't want her to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Wi-Fi signal's a little weird in the billiard room, but, you know, you're fine. Then there's a sad lessons montage, a cliche. Driving in your car while the rain comes down and there's fucking piano bullshit that's out of that Casio I mentioned too. And mom's in bed reading and sad. And Zac Efron's looking in the mirror. It's just all that shit. And it sucks. And then I guess they still work together because they're still making the movie. She's still like directing him. And she comes into the trailer. He's like, I'm sad. I can't act today because your mom broke up with me because of you. Yeah.
Yeah, and he explains himself, and that all makes sense. And she's just like, it was kind of weird because she was acting like none of it had even happened.
Yeah.
Like, I'm your best friend, and I'm your producer, and you need to get your ass out there and do something. Where's your gray wig? Put it on, dick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad.
Yeah, nobody cares. Get out there and act, puppet.
What? My trailer's really not very nice. Get out! Get out of your trailer, diva. So he explains himself, and Zara's like, oh, okay, I guess that checks out. I'll go tell my mom. Well, she doesn't say that. She's like, maybe he's not so bad, and mom's like, I'm doing other things now.
Well, she's going to move to Princeton to teach because she wants a change of scenery. She's going to donate all of her fancy clothes. She's just done. She's going to like bottle up her life and become a sad sack of shit with a cat.
Yep. This is the change I need. Not more Beach Boys from Orange County. Or
maybe she was like, look, this younger guy thing is pretty rad. Maybe I'll go teach at the college and
that's what she's doing.
Oh my. Hey, Teach, my grades are bad and I'm on the football team. And she says, I think we could find a way to bring your grades up.
Also, is there any reason why she dresses like a rootin' tootin' cowboy for the last scene?
It's part of Jackie's y'all thing. She's like, I'm from Australia. Pew, pew, pew. Raise and rope Broncos. That's what Aussies do. Actually, Aussies do when they're fucking badass at it. But they don't talk like that. Yeah, so this is the scene where I learned that the one thing I take away from this movie, the only remarkable thing I'm going to say about this the whole time and that I'm ever going to remember, is that Joey King can't park for fucking shit. The first thing we see is Joey King driving the car into a parking lot of a grocery store, and she is like 3/4 over the fucking yellow line. I'm like, wow, they're not going to do that again? Huh? That's the best job she did. Like, Joey, can you try that again? Okay. No, oh my God.
She did worse.
Maybe Zac Efron should drive. No, that doesn't fit the character. He's got to be taken.
They only got 3
store.
takes because on the third one she put it in the front of the building.
That's not a diss on you, Joey King. If you can't park for shit, that doesn't mean you can't be a good actor. It just means you can't park for shit, okay?
Yeah.
So,
or whoever her stand-in was, but there's...
No, it was her. When she gets out of the... There was a fucking... The edited shot is her from the top down. She gets out of the fucking car. I made sure that it wasn't a fucking stunt parker. And even if there was a stunt parker, Sam, that's even worse. That really means Joey King can't put... I'm never going to be able to shoot this. Bring in the stunt parker. She can't park for shit.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've got it happening on this movie. You've got material that you can put into that inner movie with all of the shit going on set, where, like, if that's happening while they're shooting, you know that the camera guy and the audio guy just look at each other and struggle to keep their shit together because of what's happening in front of the camera.
What? What? Oh, I did fine. Joey, nobody else can park next to that car. It's in the other lane. Damn. Okay, so her and Grandma have set up a ploy at the grocery store. He's there. Zac Efron's there. Like, oh, I never get to go to the grocery store because I'm too famous. Well, let's just try it one time. Oh, hey, this is actually pretty nice. Oh, they got...
He's like, why is nobody looking at me?
Because nobody cares. You live in LA.
No, it's because they're all extras.
Yeah, well, that too.
Well, we don't know that at the time, though.
Wait, what? They're plants?
This is a movie set.
The grocery store was a movie set and they're all plants?
Yeah, the whole thing is, she just produced us.
I missed
Which
that.
then elevates the role of mid-level producer to this, like, super talent position. So all of a sudden we're like, oh, wow, what a producer.
Yeah, okay, I missed that. I thought
Showed
this
up
was
that
just
day
a
and
grocery
didn't
store.
fuck up somebody else's work. Nice.
Huh. Grandma brings Brooke there, and he like bumps into some oranges, and they fall on the ground. And Brooke's like,
Avocados, come
"Oh
on.
Jesus, the plot details.
Quit being lazy."
I missed it, Jackie. I like saying oranges better. That's why I said oranges. Who cares what he bumped into? He bumped into one of those stand-up ladies of the twins holding Coors Light, knocked them over, and beer spraying all over the place, and he's still like, twins, right? That's what happens. And she's like, oh, hey, it's you. It doesn't matter what he bumped into. She sees him bumping into shit, and she's like, hey, I love you. And then they smooch, and he's like, there's tequila here. They tequila fuck in the with the packing guys in the back. The trucks are coming in, unloading their trucks, and they're doing the bumping uglies on top of the crates.
It's got like an Annie Oakley thing going on with a pop gun.
Yeah, because she's from Australia.
And she's dressed like a fucking cowboy.
Right.
And the scarf even is like, why are you wearing that?
That song's from Australia, right?
I mean, but in a lot of ways,
she's
this
going
was
to
the scene that
Princeton
they
for-
actually got her makeup right.
Oh, yeah?
She didn't look weird or I don't know. She looked normal in this scene.
Mm-hmm. She did. Other than the fact that she's dressed like a rootin' tootin' cowboy.
Normal for an
Because
American.
I guess she's going to Princeton for the annual dong roundup.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's how us Americans dress there, Sam. That's why Jackie thinks she looks normal. Because that's how Jackie looks. Ching, ching, ching. Walks into the bar. I'll have a whiskey, said Jackie. I'm from Australia. Oh, that was almost Australia.
No, I'm from Idaho.
Yeah. Oh, that's how Idahoans sound. Anyways, all right, let's move on from the racist American bullshit that I'm totally okay with because we suck. My first question is, does Hallmark need to sue Netflix for copyright infringement?
We didn't get to they kiss or whatever, but then the next thing is that she's now the mega producer.
You already
and she's
knew she
acting
was a mega
just
producer.
like him.
Okay, all
but
right.
she's acting just like him. She's a total prick now. So the whole moral of this story is just be a prick.
Well, and she's making her friend's script that he was like, there's too much dad stuff in it. And so he's making the movie with them, and she's now a producer.
Mm-hmm. She went from associate producer to executive. She's fucking Roger Corman now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
From one associate producer credit. Don't think that's how that works. Is she a bitch? I don't know if she's being a bitch to her assistant. She's not like, you're fired.
No, because she's like, when you get a chance.
Yeah, she says when you get a
She's trying
chance to give
be
me the
kind
coffee.
And
But she's totally Hollywooded out when she's talking
Hollywooded
to
out
him.
for sure. But I think she's like, I don't think she's him. I don't think that's what the movie's trying to do. I think it failed in like showing that, but I don't think she's a see you next Tuesday type thing.
no.
All
Just
right.
sucks. Just Hollywood sucks. Just get me a coffee. Get yourself a fucking coffee, you butthole. It's right there. You need to get up to get coffee? Then put a fucking coffee pot in your goddamn fucking office. Well, I need to have an espresso latte. Then you're not drinking coffee.
I even have a Kruger in my office at home, so I don't have to get up.
You know what I have in my office? Black Folgers. Because I'm a real goddamn American. I get up, I put on my spurs and my cowboy hat, and I pour myself some black coffee and a can full of beans, and that's my breakfast. Yeehaw. Fuck you fancy city people, you LA fruitcakes. Q. I'm from Australia, said me. Okay. All right, so back to my question. Does Netflix need to get sued for copyright infringement by Hallmark? Because this, to me, is just a Hallmark movie.
Well, how do you they can't, right?
No, they can't.
It's too intangible.
No. Right. But is this where we're going with Netflix? I mean, we got the Atlas, which it's remarkable. I remember Atlas. I'm never going to forget Atlas. But this one, I'm going to fucking churn and burn. If it wasn't for this podcast, it would have been an abort. But in 2 weeks, I'm not even going to fucking remember that this movie even exists.
I think Netflix over the last year has really tried to hone in on the lonely person market. They've got Bridgerton that they've released over the last few years, Love on the Spectrum, Marriage at First Sight. What was the other one with Nick Lachey and his wife? Where
I think it's more than that. I think that they're trying to produce so much that they're basically just trying a little bit of everything.
Haven't they done that yet? I mean...
No, and they're on an impressive run of us doing 3 of their movies recently because of how shitty they are.
God damn it, dude. How much do we pay for this shit a month? Because I'm not...
Like $9.99 or $12, something like that.
It's going to be $20 here pretty soon, I bet, if people keep watching turds like this. We're morally obligated to say don't on this movie because it is fucking trash. I mean, it's not fucking... We'll get to that later.
You say don't, but like half of everybody already watched it because it's fucking number one.
That's what I'm saying.
It's fucking number one.
That's what I'm fucking saying. Okay, Jackie, your question.
So is he now the stepdad? Is that why he's helping her career and her friend's career because he's now a stepdad? Nepotism? Is that what happened?
It's nepotism?
Yeah, like he marries mom and now because it's a family affair is what the movie's called, right? So does he become part of the family?
Oh, he's definitely stepdad. He's 100%. The movie is telling us that they are in love forever because they're fucking Jack and Rose, Jackie, even though Rose fucking drowned her boyfriend, but whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what the movie tells us. Of course he's the stepdad. But is he helping her? Is it nepotism? Probably. Because it's L.A. Ugh. Man. I was trying to talk myself out of all that cool L.A. talk. I was like, even the stabbings on the pier kind of like, whatever. But this L.A. nepotism shit, I'm like, ugh, gross. Ugh. Sam, you got a question?
No, I think my big one was that is the moral to be a douche. So you guys kind of said it wasn't.
Are we going to see Nicole Kidman on the big screen ever again?
Let me look.
It's more like a gut reaction, not actual research.
Yeah, I think that we will. I mean, I just think that she's too damn popular not to.
Yeah, but you got to think, when was the last time we did see Nicole Kidman on the big screen? That Clooney bullshit? When Clooney was hot?
Well, she's in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fine. But
so was Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, good point, Sam. Good point.
And last year she was also in Faraway Downs, Lioness. 2012 she was in Roar, which was a TV show, so that doesn't count.
She was in Roar. The Stinker Madness classic Roar.
21.
Starring Melanie Griffith.
In 2009 she was in Bombshell.
Yeah, Bombshell was a big deal.
In 2009. You're talking about old shit.
2019.
Oh, 19. Bombshell just came out But either way, like, what I would think is that she's gonna have to, like, accept Father Time is going to win and start possibly taking on different roles.
As opposed to the hot elderly lady?
That didn't work for me. Just did not. I didn't buy it.
I mean, this is what she's been doing, like the Pretty Little Liars, not the Pretty Little Liars, Big Little Lies, which is a great fucking show. I highly recommend Big Little Lies. But she's the hot mom. Of course, Reese Witherspoon's also the hot mom in that, but I guess they're all hot moms. I don't know. That's also LA bullshit.
Well,
Maybe
it looks
she's
like she does have 2 movies coming, Truly Madly Guilty and Holland, Michigan.
Okay. I'm so glad that you went to IMDb, Jackie, to like answer my question when I said, what's your gut reaction? And instead you went to a website, because that's how humans work now.
Well, I told you before I even went to the website that I didn't think she was done. I kind of agree with both of you that time is going to catch up. And I think that based off of this movie and the way that her face fluctuated, she's definitely trying some things to keep her youth going. But I also like just age. You're fine.
Yeah. Kathy Bates. But okay, I'll answer my own question.
She's gonna be pretty still. It's just you're not gonna look like you're young, and if you try to keep looking young, you're going to end up like Madonna.
Yep.
And the thing
or
of
Joan
fucking
Rivers.
nightmares.
Yeah, you don't ever talk bad about Joan Rivers. She's an American treasure. I think if she's taking this role, a Netflix Hallmark movie, wrap it up, pack that shit up. Yeah, that's what we're gonna get from now on. Is just TV stuff, which is fine. The silver screen or the little tiny screen is a valid avenue for acting, but I think I don't think we're gonna see her as the lead in any new big screen movies ever again, which is too bad. That's my last question.
Oh my God. Have you guys seen Laura Flynn Boyle?
Yeah. In 1992's Wayne's World, Jackie.
Oh, she's had some.
Why would we even be talking about that right now?
Because we were talking about plastic surgery and looking young.
Okay. Meg Ryan, American treasure. Oh, God. Laura Flynn Boyle's not even in the discussion. Who cares? I mean, I care. She shouldn't have done it. Don't get plastic surgery. It's really stupid and gross and never is going to work out for anybody. Final recommendations on this. Sam, I'm going to start with you.
No.
Okay.
Even though you probably already watched it because it's number 1. I was completely fucking checked out halfway through.
2,
Sucks.
Me. No, do not. There is so many problems with this movie that I fucking hate. It's not even a bad movie, Jackie. It sucks for anybody who likes this podcast. They're not going to like it, but there is a massive audience who will like this movie and then tomorrow not remember what they watched last night. What the fuck did I watch that? I don't know. I was playing Tap and the kid was talking. I was making dinner and all sorts of. This is background music. This is country music. The movie. People just have to have something on that everybody's going to agree with, except for this fucking guy. And it's there. It accomplishes its goals in every single form that it tries to do. Except for fucking talk to this guy. Yes, it does. The people, the men in ties and Netflix are like, we're not going to put a lot of money in this. We got A-listers. Let's not put any thought in it. Also, let's make it more of a massive audience. Let's dumb it down from the R. Let's get it to PG-13. Give a couple fart jokes in it, and that'll please the dads. And it pleases nobody because it's fucking background noise. And that's what Netflix wants. They want you to click the button, get those hits. They're the fucking CNN of streaming devices. Unless you're watching their documentaries, I still like those. It's just clickbait. It's fucking clickbait.
Something good.
That's all this is clickbait, and it fucking works for clickbait, and so they're loving it. But for bad movie podcasts or any podcast about movies at all, nobody's going to recommend it. It's without merit and unartistic and completely unremarkable. Do not watch it. Jackie.
Do not watch it. For a rom-com, this was extremely boring, slow, way too long. I mean, I picked this because I really like Nicole Kidman and I really liked Zac Efron, and it just fell flat for me. There's so many missed opportunities, and just not that anybody did a terrible job in their acting, but just a lot of missed comedy opportunities that would have been really great for a rom-com. And so I have to give it a do not. It just wasn't. I mean, if you're sick with the flu and you've got the diarrhea and you can pause it every 5 or 10 minutes, yeah, go for it. But
there's other stuff. You can't do that anymore.
YouTube, gardening on YouTube is better to watch.
Gardening on YouTube when you have the flu is better to watch than this, Jackie. Oh, well, if you're sick, choose to watch torture. Why? Why would you recommend it that way? If you're already feeling like shit, have some barf put into your mouth.
Well, then you can just fall asleep and you won't feel bad.
Toilet
when you
full
wake
of
up,
diarrhea,
it'll still be
here's
going.
some for your eyes.
Just watch Jurassic Park again. If you fall asleep during Jurassic Park again while you're sick, you're not going to feel bad. Don't waste your time with this shit. God damn it. All right. Next week on the show is my pick. We are not going to do something like this. We're going to get back into a classic stinker. It's called Rotor, and you've all already seen it, and you already love it. It's currently streaming on Tubi TV. So have fun with R.O.T.O.R. Robotics Officer of Tomorrow, or Rummy. I think that's what it stands for. You either break the law and he shoots you, or he'll play rummy with you. Rotor. Have a great week, gang. Get to the chopper.
Yeah.